Last time you were with us, we suffered back-to-back defeats in the Championship. A lot's happened since then. Come and join me and find out what's been going on. Hello and welcome to episode 72 of To Be a Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two Championship games. First of all, both of them away, I should hasten to add. First of all against Ipswich Town, and then we go to Portsmouth, down to the seaside, take the bucket and spades and hopefully come back with a few points. But as I said in the preamble, as you remember from the last episode, we had a torrid time losing back-to-back games in the Championship, slipping down the table and all the rest of it. Since you were last with us, we have played a few games, and we'll have a look at those right now. Those games, Reading and Millwall in the last episode, and a 1-0 loss against Reading. Just to recap, if we can, penalty from Harvey White. It was only a penalty, I hasten to add, not from open play. But then we went on to lose 3-1 to Millwall, which was rather depressing. Honeyman, after 9 minutes, we thought we got an equaliser and back in the game with Ashley Fletcher after 34, but then, of course, conceded that goal a minute later, and then another penalty after 74 minutes, which meant we ended up 3-1. Since then, we did play a friendly because we had a international break. We played a friendly just to try and get everybody a bit of game time and try and have a play with the system and the tactics. A 4-1 win against AS Monaco was a good win. Perry Moss came into that game, had a great game, scoring 2 goals. And Nathan Fraser getting on the score sheet again. And Ashley Fletcher continues his recent form, getting the goal in injury time to make it 4-1, 2-0 at half-time. Costi getting the consolation goal after 61. Dudizak having a good game there, of course. 4 key and 2 clear-cut chances created. Then we come back to the Championship, and since then, as you'll see, we've had 3 draws on the trot against Coventry, Blackburn and Hull City. We've again tweaked. We'll have a look at the formation in a minute. We'll tweak the formation. Picking up yellow cards, though, that's the only concern. Jaycock getting Coventry the lead after 69. Idrizzi getting the equaliser after 85, and it was a lovely header from him. And you also see that we've got Luca Gunter in goal now as well. A 0-0 draw against Blackburn. It was pretty much a mediocre. In fact, we'll go back. Let's go back. He says, let's go back and have a look at the stats, because what we need to look at the stats as well. 14 shots, 4 on target. They had 21 and 11. So Gunter kept us in that game to get the draw. We will actually have a look at this Isma Idrizzi goal, because I think it was it's quite a good goal. Odofin came forward, created a bit of space, into space for Richard's first time, and Idrizzi just flicked it into the net to give us the equaliser, and we were happy with that. As I say, 0-0 against Blackburn. Changed formation again. Now this is interesting because we have actually changed it up, and we're far more possession. 8 shots, 2 on target, 0.42. But the key bit to this is that we've actually Blackburn only had 8 shots, 1 of which was on target. So that defensively is doing very, very well. And as you'll see again, 5 shots, 3 on target. They had 4 shots, just 1 on target, and 61% of the possession. The system is very defensive, I guess. It's not going to, hopefully we won't leak many goals, but the problem is we can only really score on the counter-attack. It's not an attacking tactic really, and this is the tactic that we've been using. Flat back three, complete wing backs on the left, and defensive midfielders. Albeit we could move those midfielders forward slightly to give us a little bit more impetus, and then we play in with an attacker and two attacking midfields, not playing wide. So that is definitely a system. We might look at some point or other playing wider players out here, and a midfielder there maybe. But we'll have a look at it. It's a case of, at the moment, playing with it for the time being. I think really what we want to do is just consolidate and stop losing games, which is what we've managed to do. And as I say, consolidated ourselves. Table-wise, we've dropped down to 17th place, 13 points from 12 games in the relegation zone. Luton, Swansea and Birmingham on 10 points there. So we do have a game in hand. So with that game in hand, we could push us up here a little bit, mid-table-ish. And to be honest, I think if we were to finish mid-table for the season, we shouldn't be too despondent, given that wage-wise and all the rest of it, we are well out of our depth. Just have a quick look at the data hub for the last couple of matches. Last 5 matches. Here we go. Don't think that's what I wanted to do, really. That's what I wanted to do. Overall match momentum. If you see, Hull didn't have a lot in there. And then when we look at the Blackburn game, again, Blackburn not having a lot of the game. Probably a little bit more than Hull did. And then Coventry, slightly different system. And you'll see Coventry had majority of the game. So this particular system does sort of stifle the other side, and then we've got to rely on our game makers to get us through and score goals. So that's where we're at. We need to get to 2 decent results today if we can. We're on the road, Ipswich Town, Portman Road to start off, and then we're at Fratton Park against Portsmouth. Key point here is they are 21st. Ipswich Town in 14th. They are our first opponents. Don't think we've played them before. Oh, yes, we have played them before. Played them 3 times. We haven't lost to them yet. 0-0 draw in League One, both games. And then the EFL Trophy semi-final, we beat them on penalties. But it's all been very tight and very close so far. No wins as such. All draws. Let's see if we can get a result today at Portman Road. And you've already seen the team really, because we were showing you the formation. Gunter in goal then. It's Bridge, Sass Davis and Lewis as our flat back 3. Scanlon and Odofin out wide. May and Samek are playing in the defensive midfield roles. Samek playing as an anchor. And then Richards as the shadow striker on attack, and then as attacking midfield Mundell, and then as a deep lying forward Fletcher. That is the formation. On the bench, Thomas, Linton, Dudizak, Fraser, Gamble, Griffiths and Adrizzi. I don't think we need to make any adjustments to that, do we? The only thing we haven't got on the bench is a defensive midfielder, central defender, Dudizak and Griffiths. It's looking all very likely that Alex Patterson will be leaving us. We've had a bid in for him for loan. If he goes, we will allow us to bring Eli King in. I'm not sure whether we can bring him in until January, because I don't think we can do alterations, but it does mean in January we can bring Eli King in, who is a defensive midfielder. Of course, not had the opportunity to play him yet, which is rather ghouling. So we've lost him for a bit of the season, but hopefully we'll get him in very, very soon. But otherwise, defensive midfielder-wise, the only player we've got is McDonald, and he's played in the under-18s today, so we're not going to get him in the side. And we don't have another defensive midfielder, so it might be that we have to push these midfielders forward if we have to take either of these two off. And this is how the two sides match up. They are playing exactly the same formation as us. We're playing their wing back slightly deeper. Ipswich in 14th with 15 points, just a couple of points in front of us. So a good 6-pointer this one. Confirmation of the two teams for you on screen now. And our first highlight, it's Ipswich with the highlight. 25 minutes on the clock. Richards wins that ball and he comes forward. And he's got support behind him. He's going to come back for it. Scanlon, who's picked up a yellow card. May, who's picked up a yellow card. And May scores his first goal of the season. And what a time to score it. 26 minutes on the clock. And we go 1-up against Ipswich Town at Portman Road. I think I was going to be saying that. Richards to Scanlon. Scanlon inside to May. May has a go at it. It's probably taking a slight deflection. Caught the goalkeeper out slightly. Bridge with a throw-in. He's picked up a yellow card as well. That's the only thing. He's seemed to be picking up lots of yellow cards. Bridge. Bridge again. Back to Gunter. Sass Davis in the centre of those defensive three. Lewis. Samick. May. Richards. Richards to Bridge. Bridge finds Scanlon. Scanlon comes forward. He's got round his man. Scanlon, who's still only on a contract. We've not got him to sign a new contract yet. Bridge forward, crosses it deep. It's headed in. It's a goal. Ashley Fletcher, his third of the season, would go 2-up after 45 minutes. And this is looking promising at the moment. I don't want to count my chickens. Lovely cross, and Fletcher, central of the goal, scores. No more highlights, and I thought we picked up a few more yellow cards. That was only the 3, so we're okay. May after 26, Fletcher after 45. It's 2-0 at half-time. 6 shots, 5 of them on target, 0.36, and again, 59% of the possession. Around that 60% mark, we're happy with that. Ipswich have been kept just to 2 shots, none of which have been on target. 0.11, 41% of the possession. Good first half. Let's hope we can continue it in the second. And is this possibly our turning point of the season? And Richards has the ball. Comes away out of defence. Adofin. Across. May. Samick. Mundell. Adofin. Adofin has May in support. Mundell, that ball through, but it's cleared. Defence has put that out for a corner. Adofin to Lewis. Back to Adofin. 70 minutes on the clock. We're looking to make a change very shortly. Adofin's been caught in the tackle and he lost the ball. And Ipswich come forward. And Ipswich are in. Dembele's just come on and he scored 4th goal of the season. And they get one back. And my hopes of a clean sheet, as much as anything else, has just gone out the window. Question of offside. Ooh, marginal. I think he's just being played on there by Lewis. Just. And with 71 minutes on the clock, we're making 3 changes. We have taken off Joe Lewis, and Gamble comes in at the back for him as the wide centre-back. And then we have also taken off in midfield Adam May, who's tiring quite dramatically. He's had a good game, but we've taken him off. Griffiths can't play as a defensive midfielder, so we're going to play him as a Mazzala. Samick is staying as the anchor and the defensive position. And then we've also taken off Mundell and brought on Harrison Dadizak up front. Let's see how we get on. Scanlon with a free kick, swings it in, and a penalty. I don't know who was, I think it was Duddy Zach that was fouled, and it was Chirawa, apparently, who pushed Duddy Zach. Who's going to take the penalty? It's Fletcher. He's put it away, and it's 3-1 on 84 minutes, and I think that's game over. 4th goal of the season for Fletcher, and I think we've got that 2-goal cushion again, and we're going to pick up 3 points here. And with 85 minutes on the clock, we're going to make just one more change, and I think it probably will be our last change, because what we have on the bench, we don't want to take Fletcher off. He's on a hat-trick. He's having a good game, and the other players that we've got tiring, Adofin and Samek, we haven't got anybody to replace them, basically, so we're going to go with this just one change, and it's Callum Scanlon has come off, and Josiah Linton comes on to replace him. No more highlights, and we've seen the game out with 11 shots, 8 on target, 1.25, 61% of the possession. We kept them to 1 shot on target, Ipswich, and that was the goal that they got from Dembele. 5 shots, 1 on target, 0.37 on the XG, 39%. This tactic is working, as I said, if we can find our way through. And what I did do this time, of course, was play Fletcher as the deep line forward, which he seems to have done quite well. So that's a positive. And Richards as the shadow striker. Maybe there's something in it. We'll find out when we meet Portsmouth, of course. Let's find out how that's affected the table. Right, it does mean that we've swapped places with Ipswich. We're up to 15th now. I think Ipswich are 14th at the start of play. We still have that game in hand, though, and that game in hand would move us up to 13th if we were to win it. And the other good thing is, of course, we've reduced our minus goal difference as well in doing that. Ipswich dropping down into 17th place. And the other good thing is we are now 6 points clear of the relegation zone. Luton just tucked in there. Again, as I say, we do have a game in hand, so we could be 9 points clear of that, which would be rather splendid. Our opponents in the second games, Portsmouth, have managed a 1-1 draw against Brentford, and Brentford, who have been flying at the top. That's probably not a bad result for them, and they'll be looking to see if they could do similar against us. And that win against Ipswich, first win in 5 games if you discount the Monaco game. But it also means that we've gone 4 games unbeaten now, which is rather splendid. As I say, want to try and keep that up. On today's game, there's a full programme going on. A bit of news for you. We have Patterson has left us. He's moved out. Alex Patterson going to Fylde on loan for the rest of the season. Which means that Eli King can now come in and has joined the main squad. He's been registered, and as he was a free player coming in, means that he can play straight away. The other thing in news is that I've had 2 interviews. Yes, 2 interviews. Mainly because, as I say, we were getting a little bit despondent here. So we've applied for the Sheffield Wednesday and Swansea jobs, interview on both. We'll wait and see what happens with those. Currently they are in 21st and 23rd place in the Championship. So it would be a bit of an order to get them out of where they are. But they have under 21 sides. They have a lot more clout money-wise than we do. And hopefully jobs will come up before we hit the transfer window in January. Anyway, that's the latest news. Let's get on with the rest of the episode and our next game up against Portsmouth. We haven't played Portsmouth before, so no prior knowledge of what goes on here. Let's go and have a look at the team that will face Portsmouth. And this is the team that will face Portsmouth at Fratton Park. It's Gunter in goal. If I had a bit of a complaint that actually he's better as a goalkeeper, let's switch him as a goalkeeper for this time. Bridge, Davis, and Sass Davis rather, and Gamble as our defensive 3. Tomlinson and O'Dofin play as the wide play complete wing backs. And then we have May and Samick in the defensive midfield roles. Tilly and Richards are playing in those attacking, advanced attacking midfielder roles. Fraser comes in as the deep-lying forward. On the bench, Thomas, Lewis, Williams, King, Dudizak, Fletcher and Omatoy. Fletcher, I think, will be a little bit upset that he's on the bench today, given, in fact, I am tempted, as he scored 2 in the last game. Let's put him there again this time, and Fraser can go on the bench and see what he can do. That is the team then that will face Portsmouth. And this is how the two sides match up. They're playing a 4-2-3-1. And we're sticking to our new formation for now. Portsmouth down in 20th. We're currently in 15th. And again, confirmation of the teams for you. Our first highlight, just over 10 minutes in, and it's a Portsmouth highlight. Fletcher trying to make a nuisance of himself, and Fletcher wins that ball out on that wing. He looked like he was intending to, and he did. Gamble, Samick, a poor pass, looking for, who was he looking for? He was looking for O'Dofin, who was in an advanced position. Fletcher's going to have to win that ball again, and he has. Fletcher into the area. So run out of space though. O'Dofin has a go. It's flicked on and it's headed against the crossbar and into the arms of the goalkeeper by Tilly. Long ball forward. Gamble under that one, but he can't do anything else but head it into the path of Egan Riley. But it's tidied up by Tomlinson. Tomlinson to Tilly. Tilly now comes forward. He's got it through to Richards. Richards puts it in the back of the net. And it's his second goal of the season. We go 1 up after 14 minutes. Tomlinson through to Tilly. Tilly just saw the run of Richards and threaded it through. And Richards puts it away. Richards, of course, playing as the advanced midfielder. And he's in again. And poor ball that time. Richards with a free kick now. 22 on the clock. Oh, and it's a goal. Richards' third of the season. He's got a brace. And we go 2 up after 23. Have we turned the corner, boys and girls? That's the question. And we have a corner now. Tomlinson with the corner. Swings it in. It's... Oh, I thought it'd gone in for a minute. It's come back out to Tomlinson. Tomlinson still has the ball. Crosses it deep for O'Dofin. I was on the other side. Tilly. But it took a deflection. Free kick for Portsmouth. Swung in. It's come back off the crossbar, but Gunton is there. Bridge. Sass Davis. Gamble. Samick. Samick to Richards. Richards out to O'Dofin. O'Dofin comes forward, crosses it deep, looking for Fletcher. Couldn't find him. May tidies up though. Tomlinson. That's out to O'Dofin. And O'Dofin's felled in the penalty area. It's a penalty. And Richards steps up and he's got his hat-trick. 3-0 on 42. His 4th of the season. And Richards playing as the attacking midfielder today, instead of the shadow striker. Tilly playing as the shadow striker. Corner to Portsmouth. Long and deep. It's gone over the top though. And no more highlights. It's half time. Taylor Richards getting 3 goals. 14, 23 and 42. 1 from the penalty spot. 13 shots, 6 on target. 50% all but. 2.54 in the old XG, 53% possession. So probably not as high a possession as we've had in recent games. Portsmouth 3 shots, 1 on target, 0.25, 47% of the possession. We are in the box seat at the moment, and I'm looking for us to at least consolidate this scoreline and try and complete a clean sheet is what I was trying to say. And we're making one change with 64 minutes on the clock, and it's Adam May who is coming off, and Eli King makes his debut for us as the defensive midfield centre left, and he's come on as a Sugano of can never pronounce Volante. So that's the position he's going to play for now. And with 80 minutes on the clock, we're going to make one more change. Hakeem Adofin is getting tired. He's had a good game out on that right-hand side. Tomlinson moves out to the right. Bridge out to the left. Williams comes on in that centre back three. And that's how we line up going into the end of this game. And our first highlight of this half, and it's Portsmouth, but Tilly steals that ball. Tilly's not got a lot of people around him. Tilly has a go on his own, just over the top. 3 minutes of injury time to be played. And that run into the back of the attacker. Bridge comes forward. Bridge plays it into the path of Tilly. Tilly's in the area. Still got it. Bridge, is he going to go on his own? He is, and scores his first goal of the season. Makes it 4-0 just in the first minute of added time. 91 minutes on the clock. Bridge through to Tilly. Tilly looks as if he was going to lose that ball, but he's played very well today. Bridge, and goalkeeper sat down and he just put it in the back of the net. And it's all over. It's a clean sheet. It's 4 goals. Taylor Richards getting us a 3-0 up at half-time. Mungo Bridge adding one in injury time in that second half. But a comprehensive Taylor Richards has had a fantastic game. Player of the match, 9.9. In fact, they've all played very, very well. The only player that didn't play particularly well was Adam May. But even he didn't have a bad day. That's a good day. Let's have a look and see what that's done to the table. And our second good all-round performance. Maybe this is the system then. Question is, will we get offered jobs now? This is the question. Buxton then 19 points from 14 games. We've added 6 points in this episode. We're in 15th place. We do have a game in hand over a lot of the teams around us. And if we win that that in hand, would push us up the table as it currently stands. So I notice there is West Brom and Middlesbrough both got a game in same as us. So we would need to close that gap a little bit. But we would be consolidating ourselves around about mid-table. And if we keep pushing like we did last season, hopefully it won't be too long before we start to push ourselves into the playoff spots. We're only we're a bit more than that actually. We're 9 points away from Sunderland in 6th, so a little bit to go, but we could push up as it is, so we will see, but it's not been a bad episode. Well, I think we've got to be happy with those 2 results, haven't we? The first 2 wins and now unbeaten in 5 games in the league. That's I think we'll be happy with that. Turned the corner, found something that fits our acumen with regards to, and we're starting to find we feel a bit more stable defensively. We're starting to score a few goals as well. Taylor Richards having a couple of good games, and maybe we're starting to find the nucleus of a team that will forge us through and up the table as we go. That's if we're going to stay here. So there we go. That's the end of the episode. We're going to play Birmingham, Middlesbrough, and I'm going to say Southampton, I think, offline. We're going to come back for Sheffield United and Blackpool at the end of the month in the next episode. So that is the next episode as it happens. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. There's no reason why you shouldn't have done. If you have, leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend and new series as they are released. And, of course, our sister series, Making Chelsea Stand Proud. And if you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel, the best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideToo. New episodes of To Be a Legend released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 73 on Monday. Will we have kept up the good form? And will we be able to be climbing that table? Or will we have been offered a job? We'll find out. Join me on Monday. Till then, bye-bye.